This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm RJ Saunders for 1010XL. This update brought to you by Vanguard Sports League. A cross-conference matchup helps the NBA Thursday schedule kick off as the Magic will welcome the Dallas Mavericks on tonight. Orlando is currently 32-28, the 7th seed in the Eastern Conference. Wendell Carter and Anthony Black listed as questionable. Franz Wagner's out. Right now, 78 degrees at 4 o'clock. Time and 10 brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Frank, Hayes, and JJ. Hit it! It's time for the Frangie Show on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm in a good mood. You know what the new drug is today?
What's up?
One day closer to the players.
This time next week, I mean, there will be some really good players fighting to, make the weekend. I mean, they'll have the second round as well. But, if you go out in the morning or certainly you get off to a tough start in the afternoon, because a week from today, I mean, everybody's going to either be done or on the course. And we know how this tournament goes. There will be some elite players that, really get off the tough starts and, aren't going to be around for the weekend.
All right. Well,
particularly if I've picked them for Loser Monday.
Loser Monday picks are coming up probably next Wednesday, as a matter of fact. We'll kick off the Loser Monday season. JJ will be back in the fold. Frank, Frangie, Hayes, Carlin, RJ Saunders with you today. Lee Smith will be by in a few minutes. You know what? You never know. He may have some news to break. You never know.
Yeah.
You never know. There's always the news-breaking possibilities on this program.
He has that clout.
He does
to
have
break
that.
News.
Yeah, I'll give you credit. You have been exexcited about the players since 6 months.
Yeah, since since Rory tapped in for in the playoff.
I mean, you really have. You've been excited about the players, so it's going to be a great week. And I love where we are. I love the fact that we're going to be at a different location than we've been before. We'll be out amongst them, as they say. And I'm really the Trucks on 10, which is where all of our shows will be, is a fantastic area.
It'll be phenomenal, and it's the best week of the year. It's the prettiest week of the year. The course is in magnificent shape. I mean, we've all been out there on, it's always good, but Friday afternoon, I mean, what you see out there, it's stronger than battery acid. So, it's a great, and you've got some great golf going on.
Okay, so yes we do, and yes we do. There's great talent. There's Rory. There's Scheffler.
That's right.
That's what you meant.
Oh yeah,
talent.
Right.
Yeah, they're the best in the world.
Best in the world.
There's a lot of best in the world out there on that Friday. Is what there is. So there's
a lot of better than most.
It's a lot better than most. A lot of things to talk about today. We do look forward to Lee. We're going to keep Lee a few segments today. We're going to talk all about the players, talk about golf, talk about kind of the growth of it. I will tell you this, and there is momentum. We've been talking about this. Lee and I talked a little bit today. There's been momentum, whether it's the world of golf or whether it's the players or what. I mean, it's amazing the momentum that the player's always been a big deal. I told him this a couple weeks ago when he was in here, last time he was in studio, that I was there when Jerry Pate jumped in the water. Okay, I remember all of them. And I don't know that I've sensed more momentum than now. Do you agree with that?
I do. I think it's been a tournament and just a sports entity that's really gathered momentum. I think it helps that your last three champions were Rory, Scheffler, and Scheffler. And we've talked about it. It goes beyond that. Rory won it again, before that. So they've had a great run of champions. But it certainly helps when the last 3 years it's been one of the biggest superstars in the game, if not the biggest, in terms of Scottie Scheffler, winning the event twice, becoming the first player to successfully defend here. And it's just, I think the other thing too is like the golf video game generation is gotten older. Because, video games were always a thing when I was a kid. I'm 49. But golf games weren't really much of a thing when I was a kid. That didn't come until, kind of later. But if you're I'd say probably 40, maybe 45 and younger, then you grew up playing Tiger Woods golf. I mean, this is a venue that everybody is, just so in love with. The stadium course and obviously the Island Green 17. And it just, that's the strength of it. It's the field. It's the prize money. It's the venue. It's the fact that it's the greatest entity in golf in terms of the PGA Tour. And this is their signature event. I mean, it's beyond a signature event. That's what they determine to be their big event. But this is clearly their flagship event, and it just sets up beautifully. And it's in a great time of year. It doesn't have, it's not really playing against football at all. And I think the move. I didn't like the move to March,
Same,
but I do think it's really helped the event.
Yeah, I think the rearranging has helped golf, getting a major away from the crux of football. I think that has helped. I still, if you ask me to be completely honest, and if you could tell me right now, Frank, you could change it back to May if you wanted to, I'd be torn. I would. I mean, I love it in March, and I love the weather last year was ridiculously good. And May
looks like we're in for a treat this coming week.
It does look like it, and May's hot. May was hot, but I mean. It wouldn't break my heart if it's back to May, but I'm fine with where it is. But the bottom line is it's great either place. So we'll certainly talk about that.
The thing that's so remarkable about it is one of the reasons I was worried when they moved it back to March was that when it was in March, when I first got into the business, it was always a precursor for the Masters. Like all the golf writers at the press conferences would be asking the players about Augusta. And it was like, what, this is a big event, guys. Why? But every story was geared around the superstar player getting ready for the Masters. And what really surprised me when they moved it back to March, that pretty much disappeared. I mean, you'll still get the random question, but it's clear when you watch these press conferences, this event stands alone. Like it is clearly gained a ton of strength in the time that it was in May moving back to March, and now it's settled in nicely in March. So.
Yeah, the thing that used to annoy everybody was journalists would come here and ask about the Masters.
Right.
They wouldn't ask about the players. They'd ask about, and so, no, I think that has changed. All right, so we'll talk about that. Lee joins us just a minute. DJ Moore was traded to the Bills from the Bears. Interesting story. If you know the DJ Moore story, the first-round draft pick once upon a time, played for the Panthers all those years. 2 of those years, Hayes, as you know, Joe Brady was the coordinator there. Joe Brady clearly the first guy he targeted. That's pretty obvious. So I'll talk a little bit about that. But it takes me to the Brian Thomas Jr. story. Would you trade Brian Thomas Jr.?
If I could get a 1, absolutely.
Okay.
But I wouldn't do it for a second-round pick.
I don't think you could get a 1.
Well, I think this helps because I think DJ Moore had 680 yards last year and is much older. This is going to be year 29 for him coming up this football season. So I think the Bills overpaid, but in a sense that may help if there's another team that's desperate for receiver help, and the Jaguars have to be willing to move on from Brian Thomas Jr.
And I don't know where they are there.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't seem like they're overly eager. But yeah, if somebody, wanted, again, it would be a team that's, I'd say, drafting somewhere between, 24 and back. You're not going to get like the 12th pick in the draft for Brian Thomas Jr. But yeah, I mean, if there was a team in the late first round, which I think is plausible, that wanted to make that move, I'd absolutely do it.
Yeah, I don't, and I know people are mixed on it, probably more agree with you. I don't know that I would. Listen, he didn't have the year last year he wanted to. We've talked about all the specifics of it, but that's a talent, man. It's hard to move on from good players. I think it's hard. They moved on from Tyson Campbell, right? Tyson was an okay player. He wasn't.
He never got interceptions. He hadn't had an interception in like a year and a half.
I never felt like there was the potential that he was going to be an elite player. I know when the previous regime drafted him, that was the belief. I never believed. I thought he'd be he's physical. He's a big physical cornerback, and he did a lot of good things. He was a good teammate. He played hard and practiced hard. Never a problem. But I never believed, okay, oh my God, they just got rid of a guy that could be in Canton one day. I never felt that way. I don't know if Brian Thomas is going to be in Canton, but he's got such explosiveness that there's just not. It's hard to find good players. I mean, like really good players, and I still think that's in there with him. So I don't know where they stand on it. I'll ask when the time's right, but I don't know that I'd move on from Brian Thomas. Now listen, everything's got a price, right? If it's a high first round and you got a guy you're targeting, oh, that's a different conversation. So I don't know, but we'll get to that later on in the program. It's a fun topic. We'll get to it. We'll talk about, I want to get to the Florida-Kentucky basketball game. How important is it? Don't answer now, but I mean, okay, it's not going to affect whether or not they win the outright SEC title. It's not going to affect their seeding in the SEC tournament. So you could say it doesn't matter that much. I don't agree. And we'll certainly get to the details, the specifics of that. So we got a lot of things we want to get to today on the program. The USA plays in the World Baseball Classic tomorrow night. I wonder if people are going to watch. I'll tell you this, Fox, not FS1, FS2, FS38. Main Fox is showing those games at 8 o'clock in prime time, 3 or 4 straight nights. Now, so Main Fox, when Main Fox puts you on, they must think people care. You know, are we more patriotic because of all the stuff in the world? Are we more patriotic because of what the hockey team just did? But I'm intrigued. So we got a lot of topics we'll get to today. So it's going to be a fun show today. Glad you're with us on this Thursday. Our Thursdays are always brought to you by our friends at Stanley Pools. We'll take a break. When we come back, let's welcome in our friend Lee Smith. A lot of golf to talk about. Players right around the corner. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
All right, Jacksonville, you know spring has officially arrived when the pollen's flying, the grass is growing, and your septic system starts thinking about getting your attention. Trust me, a simple pump out now can save you from a disaster that'll have the whole neighborhood holding their noses. That's why you call Duck Duck Rooter the only master septic contractor in Northeast Florida. Real pros, not somebody guessing with a shovel. Right now, schedule your spring septic clean and get $50 off septic tank pumping. So when you're stuck, call the Duck, 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
Hey, Jacksonville, David Garrard here. If you want a street-legal golf cart that's built with quality and style, check out Dynamic Drives and Designs in Jacks Beach. They have new, used, and fully customized carts from the top brands like Atlas, Dodge, and Pilot Car. Every cart gets a complete expert inspection, so you know it's ready to hit the road. Their team can help you design the perfect custom cart that fits your style and needs. For your custom golf cart, visit dynamicdrivesdesign.com today and see your perfect ride.
Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. When it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The Players' Championship returns to TPC Sawgrass March 10th through 15th. Experience golf's most iconic stage with enhanced food and beverage offerings, interactive fan attractions, and an atmosphere built for every type of fan. See the best players in the world, including world #1 Scotty Scheffler, 2025 champion Rory McIlroy, and fan favorite Brooks Koepka take on the legendary Stadium Course and the famous Island Green. Tickets available at theplayers.com.
Want a one-stop shop when it comes to commercial or residential construction? Then pick Preferred Builders. They should be high on your list. Over 70 years of construction experience combined with exceptional product and service warranties. They've got a team ready to tackle any size project. In fact, they've built their business in Duval by offering superior work at reasonable prices, and reputation over time means something. Honest and knowledgeable, reliable and responsive. Be sure and put Preferred Builders into your game plan for your next construction project. That's Preferred Builders.
You've probably heard the saying, it's not how hard you get hit, it's whether or not you get back up. Well, I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and I have a saying of my own. If you get hit with a personal injury or wrongful death, hit back and fight to make them pay. At Hastings Injury Law, we have the experience you want if you or a loved one suffer a car or trucking accident or wrongful death. Just call 904-HIT-BACK and we'll help you get up and hit back. Office is Jacksonville.
Gold is now around $5,000 an ounce and silver at an all-time high. If you need cash to help pay bills, then you've got to go to the Estates Roadshow. Gold and silver, old rings, chains, even broken jewelry. Don't wait. Cash in while gold and silver are hot. Go to the Estates Roadshow Monday through Friday in 2 great locations, St. Augustine and Palm Coast. Bring your gold, silver, coins, diamonds, and watches, even broken pieces, and get cash on the spot. The prices of gold and silver are at an all-time high, so there's never been a better time to sell. No appointments, no fees, no pressure, just friendly professional buyers with over 35 years in the business. Go to the Estates Roadshow Monday through Friday in St. Augustine at World Golf Renaissance, just off I-95 and International Golf Parkway, and in Palm Coast at the Holiday Inn Express, just off 95 and Palm Coast Parkway. Get some cash in your hands today to help pay those bills at the Estates Roadshow. For more info, visit estatesroadshow.com and follow Estates Roadshow on Facebook for all upcoming events.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Time now for the tour update with Players Championship Executive Director Lee Smith.
Keep an eye on this one.
Presented by Sunshine Turf, the highest quality artificial turf at affordable prices.
We sure appreciate our friends from Sunshine Turf. If you want that putting green in your yard, if you want it for your playground, if you want it for your school, Sunshine Turf, that is the name to know. Frangie Carline with you, and our buddy Lee Smith is here. You ready? You ready?
Let's go.
You look ready. He looks calm. Hazy looks calm, doesn't
He's
he?
always poised.
Yeah, he's a very
He
poised.
reminds me of Purvis Ellison.
Yeah,
He's never nervous.
Never
Purvis.
nervous Purvis. How you doing? You ready?
It's good. 1986, Louisville.
That's right.
You're not slipping that by hand.
I knew
I love that. I love that.
Don't lay it
right
up,
on top of
don't
it.
lay it up soft around the rim with Lee Smith in here. So,
No, it's this is a great time. I mean, being just less than a week away and really feeling like you're crossing the T's and dotting the I's now. And this morning we did a closing ceremony walkthrough, and a couple other things to with broadcast teams and those types of things to just nail down all the details coming in. But no, an exciting time.
how are sales and anything to report?
Yeah, I appreciate the prompt, Frank. It is as a more starting as a thank you to our media partners like you guys, and certainly our business partners and elected officials in the area, and commercial partners all the way around, volunteers, you name it. But the demand of this product and the Players Championship is continuing to see all-time highs, and we are now sold out of tickets on Saturday. And that announcement will, starts here, but certainly we'll see that hopefully this evening on in our news channels as well as on our social channels and those types of things. Last year, we sold out on Saturday, on Wednesday, and the year before that, it was Friday before Saturday.
And the
so
Wednesday
we've moved
before the tournament.
Correct.
Right.
So we were a day before 2 years ago, 3 days before Saturday last year, and then this year is 9 days before. So just unprecedented demand that that we're excited about. And it was only a month ago that we said March is going to be major, and here we are.
I want to reemphasize what's up the lead just said. Last year, Saturday sold out. On the Wednesday before, 3 days before, the day before the tournament actually started, they announced that the Saturday was a sellout. They're announcing it today. This is, for those that missed it, the tournament doesn't start until a week from today. And so that's pretty amazing. That is, you're right. It's a testament to how people feel about the job you guys do. I think it's also, you and I talked about it, Hayes and I talked about it even in the open today, but we talked about it last time you were in studio, the momentum that golf has. I think that's part of it, Lee. But I think more than anything else, it's the players. It's the job all of you do, and I mean that sincerely. Your predecessors as well, your staff as well, but certainly the levels you've taken it to since you've been here, you ought to be really proud of that. That's really cool stuff. I mean that.
Well, thank you for that. I think like anything, it's a team game, and I think we've got a massive infrastructure that allows us to grow this event and keep that momentum. To your point of golf. But also, the sellout for us, the easiest way to say it is that we could easily sell a lot more tickets. But we really, really work hard with throughout the year with our catering partners, our law enforcement partners when it comes to traffic and the roadways, and our parking teams and the third party vendors that we use there. Even tracking restroom lines with AI cameras and different things that we aggregate all of that information, and we identify this is the optimal number that we can have on this property and through the gates before the fan experience begins to really, really erode. And so the opportunity to keep raising prices and keep selling more tickets, certainly we've got 9 more days to do that. But, the opportunity to make sure that, we feel like we have the appropriate amount of fans through the gates, that is a lot. And there'll always be lines for restrooms, and if you're coming at 9 or 10 o'clock, there'll always be some slow traffic patterns at the rush hour times. But this is obviously a way, more than anything, for us to stop selling tickets, to say thank you to those people that did buy those tickets early, and take advantage of some of that early type of pricing, but also maintain what we think is a fan experience that's second to none.
The other thing, too, in terms of the traffic, the shuttles that you guys run are fantastic. And it's from downtown and Nocatee. It's a fantastic service.
It is. We're always looking, Hayes, to identify different ways that people can arrive. We sell quite a few parking passes, but our parking passes, we have a parking lot that has a finite number of spots, and those sell out really, really early. But identifying two things: identifying ways that people can arrive at the tournament on all days. So to your point, Nocatee shuttles, where you park, jump on a nice shuttle and come right to the tournament. We have downtown shuttles that all the details and the hours are on our website, but it stops at 3 different hotels. So you don't have to be staying at the hotel to take the shuttle out. But it stops at 3 different hotels and runs throughout the day. And then we have bicycle and golf cart parking. I think I mentioned to you guys, we'll park 500 bicycles and 300 golf carts on our busy Friday and Saturday. So those that have access to that, and want to get by on the cart paths or on the sidewalks that run down A1A is always a quicker way. And then rideshare, is always identifying different ways. But yeah, the shuttles in Nocatee and downtown, all the details are on the website.
I got to tell you this to that end, and I mean this. I live on Hodges, and on Saturday I drive down JTB and get on A1A at around 10 o'clock because I'm a dumbass. Okay, and I'm pretty much a dumbass. That's what I do.
Glutton for punishment.
I am.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, and I've told you this before, in the last 2 or 3 years, it hasn't been bad. I mean 10 o'clock on 3rd Street on A1A, getting off of JTB and heading south. I don't know if it's the shuttle thing that did it. I don't know if it's the traffic flow thing that you guys do. But something's happened because I've gone forever and it's way better. Why would that be?
Well, thank you. Again, we're every year. I think one of the things that we take pride in is at least once, if not multiple times, is organizing all of our parking and law enforcement infrastructure into the same room in the same meeting and to discuss just about everything. So, everybody from FBI to Florida Department of Transportation to St. Johns County Sheriff's Office to JSO, our parking attendants, CSC, our security group, our volunteer group, all in the same room to really discuss everything from temporary flight restrictions with drones and airplanes all the way down to security and traffic and flow is always one of those. And I think I always leave that room optimistic that we've come up with 3, 4, or 5 new tactics every year to use, and one of them that we're trying. Some of them don't work, as you can imagine. We're trying a lot of different things. One of the things that we're trying at a couple of different areas is manually operated stoplights. So we'll actually have a law enforcement body there, and if you see one direction that there's only a few cars waiting, and another direction is that we can flip it quicker and do some of those things. And those are all ideas from SJSO and really our great partners over there. That so it's always 3 or 4 different tactics, Frank. I don't think there's ever been a silver bullet, but always just continuing to chip away at making it better and better every year.
We're going to keep here for a while because I want to stay on the players for now. And then the next break, I want to talk a little golf about what's going on on the tour. But let's stay on the players right now. Okay, you're getting close. What's it like for your staff now? I know I ask you this every Thursday before the tournament, but for people that don't listen every Thursday before the tournament, what's left to do? What's left to worry about? You guys are so organized and buttoned up. I don't think there's any scrambling at the end, but there's still probably stuff to do at the end. Where's your staff now?
Yeah, it's details, details, details. So three of the teams that really work hard in finalizing the infrastructure and all of the build. Our operations team is working closely with signage partners to finalize gables and put up the QR code signage for the new wayfinding app that'll be out on the golf course, to shuttle drop-offs and all of the signs that will direct you from all the way from the A1A signs to to the golf course. Then our event services team, which really does a lot more than this, but they're finalizing really the interiors of our private suites and our shared hospitality. So furniture and bar tops and the signage that goes inside, all of those types of things, door labels. And so you know exactly where you're going. And then third is our activation services team, which really works with all of our partners, catering partners, the official marketing partners of the tour, our broadcast partners, all of that to, finalize their needs, which really comes as hey, let's load in your alcohol and your sodas and beverages into your everything that you've requested into your private chalets and into the shared hospitality and all those types of things. So lots of work to do. I drove around the golf course twice today. Still lots of trucks, outside the ropes and all those types of things. And it would be one of those things that I'd love for a lot of people to see it, because sometimes you think that all this stuff just magically gets airlifted into the places that it does, but it's actually manual labor of hauling all of that stuff in and hauling it out afterwards.
And the activity will start this weekend. First off, it's awesome that you guys do the Veterans Job Fair. That's fantastic. So we know that's Saturday from 10 to 2.
Yep.
But also the fan shop is open this weekend for fans that want to get out there and get some early merchandise.
Yeah, absolutely. We've actually got a private event tonight. We have almost 90 events outside the ropes that happen starting tonight through the Players Championship. Wow. And so you think about just the team that manages and runs and credentialing and access and putting on those events and the minute-by-minute run of show. But we have a private event with the Jacks Chamber tonight that was an invite event. And then starting tomorrow at 10 a.m., we open up the fan shop. So the fan shop's open all weekend. Complimentary parking, complimentary coming into the Players Champion. Get your picture taken from close to 17. You can put a club in your hand and do the 17th hole challenge. The roar from the Jags will be there. A couple of food trucks. So just an awesome weekend to bring the family and have a lot of fun. And then to your point, we have Operation Shower, which is our opportunity to have expecting mothers that are military oriented and having a great sponsorship with our proud partners, and then the military job fair on Sunday, and then we kick it off tournament week. So a lot of things starting now, and a lot of events to look forward to.
Yeah, if you're wondering how big the fan shop is, it's about the size of Palatka. I mean, it is gigantic, and it's a lot of fun, and there's great stuff in there. So, okay, one more thing before we get to some golf. We're gonna take a break, but before that, all right, I'm listening to Frank and Hayes and Lee. And now I'm excited. Give a fan a tip. Do they go to the website? Obviously, Saturday tickets are gone, but there's other days are there.
Yep.
Give a quick 30-second tutorial. Parking, fan. Well, what do you? If I'm listening right now, what are you going to say to them?
Yeah, I would follow our channels on social media at the Players, and go to the website. Championship Sunday is one of those days that if Saturday's not available to you, come in Championship Sunday, and it's a very similar day, only you'll see some guys packing up their stuff and leaving after they get done, or somebody accepting the trophy and a significant amount of coin on the 18th green on Sunday. So Championship Sunday is a fantastic time. Certainly Friday there are still tickets available, but we're trending, if you're wanting to go on Friday, I think we're trending to probably early to middle next week having a sellout for Friday and not having tickets left. But yeah, I would always pay attention to our social media channels and the website for all the information you can get.
And I would tell you, of course, Hayes Carline, very, very fond of that Friday afternoon at the Players Championship. But I will tell you, Friday,
stronger than battery acid. That's
right.
I love that.
We'll put it on a T-shirt.
Yeah,
right.
I almost pulled off the road.
With the logo.
Pulled off the road driving in here.
But I will tell you, it is a fun social day. I think people take that day off work. I think that, I mean, if you haven't been to the Players, and I say this in large part because the Saturday tickets are gone, the Friday tickets are not, but they're going to be.
Yep.
Friday is a really fun day at the Players. I mean, it really. I mean, that's it's. And look, I don't go to any of the tour events. Maybe that's the way it always is. But here, it's a legendary day.
Yeah, Friday is one of those days at a lot of tournaments that blends the work day with the weekend.
Yeah.
Once you go to Saturday now, most of the time the write-off opportunities or making it a business expense has gone past the wayside. And Thursday, the week's not over yet. Friday is, and especially Friday afternoon is at this event as much as any, is one of those days that can kind of blend a little bit of business and networking with a whole lot of fun in the weekend.
Yeah, if you're, no matter what your job is, and I'm just saying hypothetically, if you're a talk show host and you're off the air at 6:01, it gets good then. I can tell you that too.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great time to walk around, and people watching is one of the best.
Absolutely, it is. Lee Smith is with us. We're going to keep him around a little bit. We'll take a break. Let's talk about the tour. I want to ask you, it's early. I know it's very early in the season. But are there trends yet? Are there not necessarily players, but players too, or scores lower than you thought they might be? Is all details of the tournaments? What tournament has been off the chart good? What surprised you? So let's talk some tour. We'll do that after this. It's 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Where speed is the spectacle.
You'll bypass him on the back straightaway.
This Sunday at Phoenix.
We had a lot of speed.
Powered by the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234. From the station with the most horsepower, 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnick Chevrolet is proud to be an 8-time Chevrolet Dealer of the Year recipient. The only dealership in Northeast Florida to ever win this prestigious award. Earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness. All part of Nimnick's Treating You Right guarantee. Visit NimnickChevy.com to learn more. For 3 generations, Nimnick has been the place customers keep coming back to. I've been buying my vehicles there since 1982 because they care about their customers and are invested in our local community, including supporting walk-off charities and all we're trying to do to give underprivileged kids a chance to play baseball. Treating you right, giving the most back to the community, more choices and better prices for you. So who has put the most years and stands behind a better experience? Nobody but Nimnick. Visit the showroom off Cassett Avenue or shop 24/7 at NimnickChevy.com. Remember again, who does it best? Nobody but Nimnick. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Looking for golf that doesn't feel like golf? Welcome to Pine Royale, Callahan's new golf entertainment destination. Play a 9-hole par 3 course, compete in TrackMan-powered driving bays, and get ready for all-new 18-hole mini golf coming soon. As the sun goes down, the course lights up. Add in great food, a full bar, and space to hang with the whole crew, and suddenly golf feels a whole lot more social. Search Pine Royale Callahan and come play today.
Don't miss the Bari Breakdown with Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime, Wednesdays around 1:35 for the latest in sports injuries from all the big names in the game. Who's MIA, who's coming back? Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime, Wednesdays at 1:35 on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, Director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick. We're a 4-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $40,000 a year and right now make over $90,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition or student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted to the program, your only cost for the books and the course fees. About $800 a year.
That sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org and you can apply there.
Apply by May 14th.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level, and the stakes, oh, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
I'm Holt Harrell. I was talking to someone the other day, and they were shocked that some lawyers get more from a case than their own client. After paying bills and costs, if we are supposed to get more than a client, we won't. That's the Harrell and Harrell promise. When we say that we treat our clients like family, we mean it. If you've been in an accident, call us today. 251-1111. Harrell and Harrell. Offices, Jacksonville.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. I'm celebrating a little anniversary this week. 2 years ago, I hit my goal weight with a Waco 180. 40 pounds gone, and now I know it's not 100 plus like Hacker, but 40 was my number. That was the weight holding me back, slowing me down. And the best part? Free maintenance for life. That's the difference. I didn't do it with meds, didn't do it with side effects, didn't rely on a shortcut that I had to stay on forever. I did it with a plan, awesome coaching, and learning how to eat in a way that actually works in real life. Awaken 180 knows you travel, knows you eat out, knows you have cravings. A real-life plan for real-life people. Maybe your number's 25 pounds. Maybe it's 40 like mine. Maybe it's over 100 like Hacker. Whatever your number is, we're proof you can reach it and keep it off without putting something in your body you don't want there. Awaken 180 works. Get your number at awaken180weightloss.com. That's awaken180weightloss.com or call 844-346-1800.
XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Stanley Pools Thursday on The Frangie Show. Since 1988, the experts in pools, pavers, screen enclosures, it's Stanley Pools.
904-269-7277 is the number for Stanley Pools. Gosh, they've done so much work for us. They've built our pool and the pavers and everything around it, and they can do screen enclosures if that's what you like. They're the best in town, our friends at Stanley Pools. Frangie, Carline, and Lee Smith with us. We're going to talk golf. Keep Lee here a little overtime today. Anything stand out in the very early part of the tour season for you? Did anything jump off the page, Lee? Like, wow, I didn't expect that, or I did expect that, or we can get to players who are playing well in a minute. But any trends right now for you?
Look, I think one of the big trends, let's say outside the ropes, certainly has been TV ratings and eyeballs and really demand for the product and excitement for the product. There's a lot of tournaments that have, coming off of last year and having a double-digit kind of aggregated ratings growth, and then coming into this year and seeing, the 20s and 25 and 30% growth in TV ratings. I think that speaks a lot to that momentum and excitement. And more than likely that has a lot to do with, there was a lot of stars that showed up early in the year between Scotty and Justin Rose and most recently Morikawa and Chris Gotterup, who's now becoming a star. And when you when you have those superstars or those people that are in high demand, even last week with Shane Lowry, who's certainly an affable, related, easy to relate to star. That didn't close the event, but I understand that the ratings there were very, very high because people wanted to turn on and see Shane hopefully win, and then obviously a great story with Nico and Jacob Bridgman the week before out at Riviera. So I think stars and obviously the ratings and just kind of the continued momentum from year to year has been really, really good.
Hayes, we're not that far removed from. Essentially, whoever the guy that watched golf was the guy that played in his Saturday morning group and then went home and watched golf. That was your golf fan. That was, now it's everybody. I mean, you and I've had that talk 1,000 times. It's amazing the momentum golf has.
Yeah, and a big storyline in terms of Scheffler, world number one, has been the struggle on Thursdays that he's had. He even got a little pointed, I'd say, at his press conference this week when asked about it. He was like, look, I was the best on Thursday last year. It's early. Let's get a little bit more data points.
Give
here.
me a larger sample size. Yeah.
But before it's like all of a sudden I don't know what I'm doing on Thursday.
Scotty Scheffler.
Correct.
Yeah, give me a larger sample
size. And today
size.
I thought it was a good step for him. He's 2 under for the day, which is 7 back of Berger, but nothing wrong with being 2 under T17 at this point on the first day. So I think a storyline that would have been a big storyline, I'm assuming he's going to do media Tuesday or Wednesday, but
Tuesday. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But that would have been a big storyline, and I'm sure he'll still get asked about it, but at least a strong performance today that I think helps kind of move that aside of there's nothing wrong with Scott, because Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, obviously, he's been incredible like we expect. So maybe coming out of whatever that small little first round slump he was in, because he played well today.
Yeah, I think it always would be interesting, to hear Scotty be candid about that in saying that, hey, when I do play poorly, it does feel like you're running uphill, even though I play my way back into it. But shooting 2 under and just being right there and not having to feel like, hey, you're halfway up the hill already and only have 16 people to chase down when you're 17th as opposed to 70 when you're in the mid 70s as far as place after the first day. So I think any of those types of things, you just start to knock away some of the either confidence or lack of confidence. But doing it on Thursday, I think, has got to give him some confidence going into the rest of the opening rounds for the rest of the year.
Where does the Arnold rank? I mean, what tier is it in? Obviously, the majors, players included, have their own tier. So that's 5. After that, where is it in your mind?
Look, I think as a signature event, I think it's right there in that next tier of, like Jack's tournament at Memorial and Tiger's tournament at Riviera.
That big, you think?
Yeah. I think when you have, the one of the titans of the game like Arnold, and the fact that he was as popular. Obviously he's one of the best players to ever play, but probably one of, if not the most popular player to ever play. That when he's got his name on a tournament, and it's a golf course that basically he built essentially and had a big hand in growing the tournament, and there's a logo affiliated that when you see the colored umbrella that's Arnold. And I think players feel that when they arrive at that tournament, that, hey, this is one I want to win. And want one that, in the pantheon of ranking all of these events, this is one up there that I'd love to, win the triple crown of, Arnold, Jack, and Tiger's tournaments. I think that at some point that'll probably be a thing. That, hey, I've won all the Opens. Yeah. I've won all of the Legends events, and I've won all the majors. Those types of kind of segmenting those events aside.
I never connected it to those two, but it makes all the sense in the world.
When do you guys start working on pairings? Is that something that discussions already take place, or do you wait until you see the results from Bay Hill to put all that together?
Yeah, we'll announce some premier pairings on Sunday during the Arnold Palmer broadcast. So with our NBC partners that cover that event and then come up and do our event, we'll actually announce some of the partnerships. Half a dozen of them or 3 or 4 of them, that type of thing, during the Sunday round at API.
All right, final thing before we let you get out of here, and we're excited about it. Food we've talked about. Nothing new of note, right? Restaurants, experiences. It's been so good. How do you make it a whole lot better, right? Anything to report?
Yeah, we've completely cleared out. One of the reasons that you guys are over at Trucks on 10 is completely cleared out the left of number 9. So would love everybody to go and visit that area. Right. There's Pie 95 is a new vendor for us. That is a local pizza joint that's going to be in there. Okay. I think Island Wing Company is going to be in there, which is another one for us. Pie 95 will be elsewhere on the golf course.
We're very close to our friends at Island Wing. So
So and then obviously the Trucks on 10 is great. There's and I can't undersell the wayfinding. This technology. For those that come on, you'll have a digital ticket. You scroll down under your digital ticket. There's a link and an opportunity for you to go to this PAM Wayfinding, which is an interactive map of the golf course. During competition rounds, there's you'll be able to find Rory, find Colin Morikawa, and it'll give you no different than, your car going to a place you don't know how to get there. It'll tell you go down this path for 800 feet, take a right, and you'll find Colin Morikawa on 13 green. That type of thing. I think some of those fan enhancements that people. There's also QR codes on site that people can activate it that way. But I think it's going to be a really, really cool piece of technology for the fans to engage with.
I can't wait to get to next week. We're giving away two tickets to the practice round on Wednesday. Give me a number.
Let's do 4.
Number 4. Call it 641-1010, and you are headed to a practice round on what's going to be a gorgeous, gorgeous day. I can't wait to get out there. We're going to drag you in as many days as you can. I know Tuesday's hard for you because you're working on Tuesday. But we're going to be out every day you can come by in the 4:00 hour. We want you to do it, and we know Wednesday, Thursday, Friday you'll be with us, and if you can Tuesday.
Well, it's nice for me to walk there, instead of drive. So it'll be a lot of fun.
It's a shorter trip. Lee, thanks, buddy. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
We're excited about the Players Championship. It's right around the corner. We'll take a break. Hayes has headlines after this, so stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
1010XL takes you behind the microphone.
Boy, thank God I've got this job to go to every day, or I'd really go crazy.
Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser.
I'm not going to quit my job.
The Drill.
I'm just going to do it better.
Mornings on 1010XL.
Been in a car crash? I'm local attorney Rick Alexander, and I've made it our mission at the Alexander Law Practice to listen to you so I can fight for the best possible result for you. I've been practicing over 30 years, and our team focuses on guiding you through the entire process. And because fees and reimbursement costs come out at the end of the case, I will never ask you to come out of pocket. For a free review, call 904-400-6600 or log on to alexanderlawpractice.com, Jacksonville.
The road to March runs through Jacksonville. The 2026 Atlantic Sun Conference men's and women's basketball tournament is coming to VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena. Catch all 24 Division I basketball programs in action March 3rd through 9th. Reserve your seat today at asunsports.org/tickets. Jacksonville is the destination for ASUN basketball. Get your tickets to the 2026 Atlantic Sun Conference men's and women's basketball tournament today. asunsports.org/tickets.
Rookies, free agents, and trade talk.
The ability to see the future and react to it. Now that is what I do.
The off-season is a time to tune up the roster.
I'm all ears.
Follow the road to the regular season with AA Automotive and 1010XL.
Hey, Jacksonville, it's Fred Taylor. If you've been in an auto accident, you need a team who knows how to get you back on your feet and back to your life. At North Florida Medical Center, they don't just treat the injury, they treat the whole person, from physical therapy to pain management. North Florida Medical Center has a team of experts ready to help you heal and recover. I trust the team here at North Florida Medical Center, and you can too. So don't wait. Call North Florida Medical Center and get the care you deserve.
The time to buy an emergency generator is before you need it, not when you're sitting in the dark. Storms happen in a hurry in Florida, so be prepared. Protect your family and property with American Electrical Contracting. Call them today, 737-7770.
This is the home of the Florida Gators. Get your Gators hoops on 1010XL. Brought to you by the personal injury attorneys of Farah and Farah, Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville, and Renewal by Anderson, custom windows and doors.
Sports fans, ET here, and when I need to send a floral arrangement, there's only one thought, and that's Kuhn Flowers. A simple phone call or an online order. It's always easy with Kuhn. There's a reason Kuhn Flowers been doing it for over 75 years. Online at KuhnFlowers.com.
PGA Tour star Ricky Fowler.
If you want to be the best, you have to practice with the best. That's why I had Southwest Greens install and maintain my putting green, and my synthetic lawn, and my chipping area, and my practice bunker area, and my bocce ball court, and our pole vaulting area.
Southwest Greens is the world's premier manufacturer and installer of putting greens, synthetic grass, chipping areas, practice bunkers, and just about anything else you want to do in your yard.
It's Southwest Greens.
Log on to southwestgreensofjacksonville.com to see what they can do to your backyard.
Hey, gang, Prosser here for my friends Chad and Sandy. What are your concerns? What struggles do you anticipate when it comes time to sell your home? What is it that bothers you? What's keeping you from getting max money as quickly as possible? Well, I don't know what those reasons are because I know they're all silly. Because Chad and Sandy have one down-to-the-line guarantee. Your home sold guaranteed, or they will buy it. It'll be at a price and a rate that you agree upon beforehand. So if you need to sell now, fast, easy, stress-free, and you need max price, then you need Chad and Sandy. The government's making moves intended to push mortgage rates lower. The last time rates dropped, we saw a selling and buying frenzy. Now's the time to prepare. It's time to call Chad and Sandy. Darcy in San Jose did. I wanted to move to a more walkable, vibrant area. Within 3 days of working with Chad and Sandy's team, I found the perfect home. They do it stress-free with a guarantee. Go to chadandsandy.com or call 414-6200. That's chadandsandy.com.
AC's broke, it ain't no joke. Call Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. FloridaHomeAC.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Gather round. It's Hayes' Headlines, presented by Harrell and Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Hear all about it. Here's Hayes Carline.
Welcome back to the Frangie Show. Frank Frangie is here, as is RJ Saunders, sitting in for JJ LaSelva, who is off gallivanting in Florence, Italy.
He's in
Hopefully
Florence.
he's having an awesome time.
Not in Florence, South Carolina.
That's right. I'm Ace Carline. Thank you to our friends at Harrell and Harrell. Give them a call at 251-1111. They'll take great care of you. Let's start with the Jaguars. I think the drama around Etienne and Lloyd is sort of past. I mean, I think people have sort of resigned themselves to the fact they're probably signing elsewhere, which leads us to Brian Thomas Jr. Frank, give us a quick thought. Yeah. What do you think happens? As Brian Thomas Jr., does he play for the Jaguars this coming season?
We're going to talk about it a lot on our next segment. That's going to be kind of the peg of our segment. I think he's on the Jaguar team, and I think he has a big year. I think this was a real learning year for him, and they had to learn who he was. He had to learn who they were. The first year was bizarre. The reality on the first – let me give you the reality of the first year. They weren't very good. You had a hunch the coach and GM were getting fired. Your quarterback got hurt. Your backup's playing. I think they threw a lot of long balls to Brian Thomas Jr. Mac Jones has a big arm. He throws a good deep ball thrower. And then he emerged. I'm not dismissing it. It was a fantastic year. But I thought last year was far more involved. Most importantly, because they were good, right? So, and he got off to a bad start. We all know that. I think he's digested, and I could be wrong. I could say this, and he could get traded tomorrow. But my opinion is, and I'd be fine with that because I think they know what they're doing. But my opinion is that he's going to be here. He will be their deep threat. I think because he's such a good deep threat, that'll open up those crossers for Jacoby Myers and Parker Washington and various flat routes for Brenton Strange, and I think that's going to be their team. Now, I may be wrong, but that is my opinion, and I'll get into some more specifics as why after the 5 o'clock hour, but that's what I think.
Let's get it to around the NFL. Why is BTJ being discussed today? Because DJ Moore was traded to the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo will send Chicago a second-round pick in this year's draft. That's the biggest part of the compensation. Moore and new Bills coach Joe Brady worked together in Carolina, but DJ Moore, 29, and coming off a year in which he didn't even get to 700 yards receiving.
Yeah, but he had his first year in Chicago was really good, 1,300 plus. It's still in there. And receivers tend to go a little longer. It's not like running backs. Receivers tend to stick around a little longer. I think Joe Brady said, got the job, did the press conference, shook hands, loosened the tie, and said, this is a guy I got to have. I think they really connected. I think he wants Josh. He's now the number one, by the way. He just became Buffalo's number one. I think he wants Josh Allen to have every weapon he can have. I think this was all Joe Brady. I think he probably pushed for it from the minute he stepped off the podium that day. I really believe that. And I think that will resuscitate Moore a little bit. I never sensed that he and Caleb Williams were completely on the same page. Did you? There was something there. There was something there. Right?
My guess is Chicago's stunned they got a second-round pick for him.
And could be. But I think Buffalo. I think Buffalo was very interested in making this deal. I think Buffalo, I'm guessing, was the aggressor from day one on this one.
The Texans have re-signed 32-year-old offensive tackle Trent Brown to a one-year deal worth $7 million.
What a guy that barely started at Florida. Yeah. He actually, for the most of his career at Florida, wasn't a starter.
He was a seventh-round pick.
Yeah, but he's 6'8", 340, and you can't teach that and you can't coach that. And there's a lot of big guys. Trey Thomas for the Eagles was a way better player in the NFL than he ever was at Florida State. You know why? Because he was 6'9" and whatever, and so Hey, you know what? Good for Trent Brown. He's made quite a living in that league.
Let's get it to college football. Credit Florida coach John Sumrall for allowing media to watch 40 minutes of today's practice. The delight of that practice, or certainly one of the players that's catching some buzz among the fans. This freshman tight end, Hezzy Kent, is unbelievable. Gators offensive coordinator Buster Faulkner met with reporters after the practice and said, Kent can block you by just the way he was born. He is 6'5", 313 pounds. And you watch, he can catch. He can get up, and he's got good ball skills. It looks like he's got good movement ability. Wow, that could really be a weapon that the Florida Gators can develop under John Sumrall.
Yeah, my guess would be in today's RPO, play fast, snap it fast, high-tempo football, he'll be more blocker than he will be receiver. But, yeah, I agree with you. There's a lot of buzz about Kent. No question about that. And I think there's a lot of young guys that, like you, I'm following the spring practice very closely. There are a lot of people that are keep catching people's attention, no question.
Let's get it to Tallahassee, where Mike Norvell says he will close spring practice again this time around.
Yeah, and look, he's trying to keep his job. He's smart enough to know that it's not likely. Every possible advantage he's trying to hold on to. By the way, just so you know, my belief has always been that is so overrated. And I know teams started shutting practices down when social media came along and people were sneaking videos out. I get it. But I think I would way rather have it happen the way Sumrall's doing. Leave practice open and let your people know what, like he told me on the radio last week, or was it this week, whenever, like he told me when I had him on. I want people to look behind this curtain and see what Florida football is going to be all about. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, and again, it's there's no portal that opens after spring practice. So, yeah, it's disappointing because you would think Florida State would want to do everything they could to get whatever semblance of excitement from their fan base possible to encourage attendance this fall. And, boy, that certainly is not going to help.
I've had coaches tell me the one year they really want to shut down access is year one, because the opposing teams don't know what you're going to do in the job because you just got the job. Larry Fedora told me that when he went to North Carolina. I've had others tell me that. That's the 1 year you have an advantage. Well, Sumrall could play that card. He said, nah, we're going to be wide open. I really do. I think that stuff's overrated.
Let's get to college basketball. The Gators and UConn are in a hot race for the final 1 seed as we head to the final days of the regular season in college basketball. UF is 4th in the net rankings while the Huskies are 8th. But it seems like most analysts expect if UConn wins out, they will get the final 1 no matter what Florida does at Kentucky or in the SEC tournament.
I don't agree. I think if both win out, Florida is the 4th seed. I believe that. If both win out, Florida is the 4th seed. If Florida stumbles at all, including this week at Kentucky, and UConn wins out, then I think UConn's a 4th seed. But I think if they do, by the way, if you look deeper into this, it's really not that big a deal because here's what happens. The 4 seed is matched, which is the last 1 seed, is matched against the top number 2 seed. So they're going to be, I think, 4th and 5th in the overall rankings. So they're going to play each other. You know what I mean? I think that's where we're headed with this thing. I really believe that. So, Florida and UConn are going to be 4th and 5th, which means the last 1 and the first 2 is the way this thing's going to play out.
FSU escapes on the road to edge Pitt 75-74. The Noles had a big lead, but the Panthers made it close late. FSU has now won 8 of its last 10 games to improve to 16-14 overall and 9-8 in ACC play.
You know they're kicking themselves because they're probably, let's say they finish 10-8 in the league and win once in the tournament. I still don't think that gets them in.
No, they're like 77th in the net. They have to win the tournament.
But if they'd have won 2 or 3 more early in the year, then they're probably on the bubble. I think that and again, it's your first year under a coach who they like, but you're kicking yourself for maybe 2 or 3 that got away in December or early January. That's where you are right now.
Yeah, Miami beats SMU in Dallas 77-68 to earn a double bye in the ACC tournament. The Canes are 24-6 and 13-4 in ACC play. Jay Lucas, a star in the making. Miami is 29th now in the net rankings.
He's going to get,
I mean, if Golden leaves, wouldn't you have to talk to Jay Lucas if you're Scott Strickland?
No question. Miami still isn't particularly relevant in basketball, so he's not going to get a lot of Coach of the Year votes, but he should. This is a guy.
He should absolutely be the ACC Coach of the Year.
Well, I think he will be the ACC coach, but as far as national coach, just nobody knows them.
Right, yeah.
But it's a shame because he certainly should get at least – I'm not saying I'd vote for him as national coach of the year, but he should get some attention. He really should.
UNF sees its season end with a 93-85 loss to West Georgia in the first round of the ASUN tournament last night. The Ospreys showed fight after being down 13 at halftime, but a disappointing year has come to an end.
I was at the game. I sat with our pal Ryan O'Halloran at the game, and it was they dug too big of a hole, and they battled like crazy to get back in it. They got it in that 5 to 7 range and just couldn't get over the hump. They battled like crazy down the stretch. I'm glad Bobby Kennan told Ryan, by the way, at the end, that he believes whether he gets another chance, whether he gets a chance to be the permanent coach, or whether the interim is one and done, he thinks he'll know pretty quickly, which is good. Good on Nick Morrow. Regardless of what decision you make, Nick, don't keep everybody strung along on this, and I don't think Nick will. He'll have to decide whether or not to give Bobby Kennan another chance. I will tell you the thinking is, look, there's the thinking about bringing him back is he had no chance. He got the job late. There's no NIL money. He wasn't going to have a very good team. The other side of that is if there's some really good candidates you could bring in, do you not bring them in if they're available? And that's what Nick Moore, I can tell you that's what Nick's dealing with right now. And I don't know that he's made a decision.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. But yeah, good reporting from Ryan O'Halloran there for sure. Let's get it to the ASUN tournament. Now everything shifts to the arena downtown, the VyStar Arena. Friday, we'll give you that lineup. Bellarmine versus Central Arkansas at noon. Florida Gulf Coast versus Lipscomb at 2:30. Stetson will play Austin P at 5, and West Georgia will play Queens at 7:30. And of course, we will be there tomorrow.
Right in the middle of it, watching all the basketball, reporting in, and hopefully encouraging people to come see some terrific ASUN basketball. I hope they get a good crowd there. I love that it's here. I really do.
Let's get to the NBA. Jason Tatum returning to play 10 months after tearing his Achilles. RJ, wow, what a story there.
Absolutely. And Joe Mazzulla at some point during the season said that he saw Jason Tatum practice. And he said, I guess there's a reason why I'm not a doctor. I thought we were going to lose him for the year. But, this guy looks incredible in a couple of the practices, the one-on-ones in which he did. The only thing that scares me about this injury, we saw Kobe do it, and Kobe was a lot older, but there was also a lot of these knick-knack injuries with Kobe because he tried to come back too fast. I don't know if the same will happen to Jason Tatum. He's a lot younger, but I think this definitely now changes the tide of a lot of things, especially in the Eastern Conference.
Right.
Boston has already done a great job without him. Now let's see what happens in this final stretch here going into the postseason.
Don't you believe they're 41-21? They're the second seed in the East. Don't you believe if they weren't having a good year, they wouldn't do this?
Right.
I think if they were, if they're out of it, or if they're a 7th or 8th seed even, or one of the play-in teams, I think they probably wouldn't be doing this. But they're really good.
Yeah.
So if you're really good, you're 20 games over, you're behind only Detroit in the standings in the East, and now you get a mega star back. How do you not do it? That's what I think.
I think there were a lot of individuals who thought because Jason Tatum had went down with that injury that Boston would probably punt on this entire year. Jaylen Brown's done an incredible job. Peyton Pritchard as well. Joe Mazzulla really has that team rolling. So now to bring back Jason Tatum, I think you have to look at Boston as probably the team to beat in the Eastern Conference,
I agree.
even with Detroit being the number 1 seed.
Yeah, Detroit's ahead of them, but Detroit's ahead of the Boston team that hasn't had Tatum all year long. That's who they're ahead of. I agree with you. I think Boston's the team to beat there.
Let's get to the PGA Tour and the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Daniel Berger tames Bay Hill, shooting 9 under 63. Colin Morikawa with another outstanding round. He is 6 under. Scotty Scheffler, we talked about it earlier with Lee Smith, the executive director of the Players Championship, shook off those Thursday doldrums to fire a 2 under 70, so he's in good shape. And Rory McIlroy 1 under through 13 at last update.
It's going to be fun watching Morikawa now that he kind of got off the schneid. You know that? He's a guy that was, because of that great iron play, was so many hopes for him early on, then faded a little bit, couldn't finish. I think the win early in the year will really spurn him on. That's going to be fun to watch.
Absolutely. We will get you out with today's musical nugget of the day, because on this date, back in 1983, Michael Jackson's Billie Jean reaches the top spot on the Billboard charts. The song would enjoy a 7-week run atop the chart. Billie Jean was the second single released off the landmark album, Thriller.
How great is this song, by the way? I mean, what a great moment. You're the video guy.
Oh, it's a great video.
When
he moonwalks and the tiles light up.
What a great...
I mean, he had the world eating out of his hands.
He really did. And what a great moment this was for the video industry.
Oh, yeah.
Again, music was still moving from radio stations to video to MTV and VH1 and the like. What a moment this was for that. No question about it. We'll take a break. Let's talk BTJ when we return.
I am the one who would dance on the floor in the round.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
He'll go to work. Shot is up and in. Banchero drills it.
I'm Paulo Banchero of the Orlando Magic.
Big time Banchero.
On Jacksonville Sports Radio, 1010 XL.
Don't miss your chance to see LPGA Tour Stars of Tomorrow competing at Atlantic Beach Country Club March 5th through the 7th. It's the Epsom Tours Atlantic Beach Classic presented by Access Golf, and it's the first stop on the pathway to the top 15 ladies receiving LPGA Tour cards at the end of the season. So get out there and watch some high-quality golf. Support the ladies of tomorrow. Tickets and information available at AtlanticBeachClassic.com. That's AtlanticBeachClassic.com.
Football may be over, but with Hard Rock Bet, there's always something to bet on every night. Hoop, hockey, and so much more. This is Joe C. Don't forget, new sign-ups can double their winnings on their first 10 bets with a max of $50 bets. That's right, your winnings are doubled on your first 10 bets. If you would have won $100, your bet would make $200. Download the Hard Rock Bet app today. It's all waiting for you. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Buying a diamond should be fun, not stressful. But at some stores, the pressure can be intense, with pushy salespeople and mandatory deposits. But at Beard's Diamonds, owner John Lupo says that's not cool.
They wanted to sell them only what they had, wanted a deposit right then and there. They did not want them to shop, and we don't do business that way. It's pretty sad that you don't want the consumer to go shopping. That must mean that they're not confident in their pricing.
It's different at Beard's.
We encourage people to shop. We want you to go shopping, to know that you're getting a better deal and a better education at Beard's. We will do anything we can to make you happy without putting deposits down.
No deposits, no commission sales, no pressure, no pricing games, no corporate rule books. John's son Ben sums it up nicely. At Beard's, it's laid back and relationship driven.
There's plenty of options out there, but we're looking to go the extra mile when people want to patronize us, and it brings us great pleasure to see two lives be connected together.
Beard's Diamonds, locally owned with over 4 decades of doing business the right way. At St. John's Town Center and online at beardsdiamonds.com.
After attending a Saturday Bumps and Bruises clinic by Southeast orthopedic specialist, my son's hip and shoulder issues were diagnosed quickly, and he's back playing. As a busy family, we really appreciate their prompt attention.
I've been having knee problems for probably 6 months, and I had heard about Southeast Orthopedics on the radio, and I gave them a call. They got me right in. Dr. Kevin Murphy did it. It was painless, and it's been doing fantastic.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
If you never saw Zeppelin live, now you can know what it's like. And if you did, relive the magic of Led Zeppelin live. Get the Let Out is back at Florida Theater March 8th. Get the Let Out. Find out what it felt like to see Zeppelin live. Get tickets now at floridatheater.com.
This is Hayes Carline from my friend Holt at Harold & Harold. There doesn't seem to be enough time in the day to get everything done. Then you get injured in an accident and you don't know what you're going to do. Let Harold & Harold make it easy for you. Easy on becoming a client. You can just text or email if you want. Easy on finding a doctor and getting through the process. Hopefully you won't need them, but if you're ever injured, call Harold & Harold and make it easy on yourself. Call them at 904-251-1111. That's 251-1111.
If your lawn took a beating this winter, listen up. Prosser here for Julington Creek Pest Control. They've just started the first of 3 rounds of premium granular fertilizer. No cheap liquid fertilizer here. Custom blended for Northeast Florida lawns. Their certified technicians apply slow-release nutrients. Rebuild your lawn thick, strong, and green over time. Plus, they protect your home from pests and termites. Call Joinson Creek Pest Control today. Our family serving yours since 1984.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm RJ Saunders for 1010XL. This update brought to you by Kuhn Flowers. Number 9, Florida, their baseball team rallied back from a pair of deficits to post a 7-5 comeback victory over Florida A&M. Florida has won an NCAA Division I best 13 straight games since its opening night loss, marking the team's longest win streak since starting 16-0 in the 2020 campaign. Florida's lengthy homestand will continue through the weekend as they host High Point in a 3-game series from March 6th through 8th. The series opener is set for Friday night at 6:30. Right now, 75 degrees at 5:10. Time and 10 brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's team time, Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Stanley Pools Thursday on The Frangie Show. Since 1988, the experts in pools, pavers, screen enclosures, it's Stanley Pools.
But I wanted to start talking sports. Did you give me Philip Bailey on a Thursday afternoon on the First Coast? I'm sitting back, Carline,
That's
okay?
right, as you should.
Oh, my goodness.
Got to respect that authority.
This might now be my favorite Earth, Wind & Fire song. I think it's moved to the head. I mean,
really?
Reasons, because
how about that?
Yeah, I mean, there's others that are more popular.
Yeah,
but I'm a big. I'm probably more of a Philip Bailey fan than a Maurice White fan. So anyway,
all right,
great song. So Brian Thomas Jr. There's been a conversation piece about him. Like you said, you were dead on. The reason people are talking about it now is because the wide receiver got traded, and there's been talk about Brian Thomas Jr. getting traded. in all, I don't know where they are on him. Here's what I can tell you. You knew, I knew, we all knew they were very frustrated early in the year last year when it looked like he didn't want to take a hit and he ducked away from contact. When he dropped passes that you got to catch. When he dropped passes in big moments that you got to catch. They were very frustrated. They had a lot of conversations with him. He wasn't real communicative, if that's a word. He was trying to find it out himself. It's not like there were these long conversations. I can tell you they were all trying to work through it together and see where they were together. But he did come on later on. He never had the season he had as a rookie, but he made some big plays. He's still the most explosive player on their offense. I really believe that, even more so than Travis Etienne, as far as being explosive. I'm not saying better. I'm saying the most explosive. And I just get this hunch, and my gut tells me it's hard to have enough good players that you can move on from a really good player. Now, if you get a high enough draft pick that you know what you're doing with it, maybe. But I still think if they didn't have him, I'm still not sure they have a deep threat. Now, if you assume that Travis Hunter is going to play more defense, we don't know that, but I think that's the narrative. That's the conventional thinking now, that there's a dearth of cornerbacks there, and they've got a lot of receivers, so he's probably going to play defense. I don't know that there's a deep threat. Now, you can go get a deep threat, but if you've already got a guy that he is that, if you've already got a deep threat who obviously in his 2 years in the National Football League has had one brilliant year, I don't know, Hayes. I just don't know that you move on from a guy that is potentially as good a player as he is. See, there's love. There's two things. There's potentially how good are you, A, and B, how good are you at reaching that potential, right? Well, he proved it. Year one, he was pretty good at both. Year two, he did not do a very good job of reaching his potential, but it didn't change all the skill sets. So I just think there's, in my opinion, and again, they're way smarter than I am, I just think there's too much there to walk away from. I really do.
Yeah, and I think the only way that you would be willing to entertain that, if you're Gladstone and Baselli and Cohen, would be if a team is willing to give you a late first-round pick. But with the Bears making their move today, giving up a second-round pick, obviously that's going to take them. They're not trading for a receiver again. So Buffalo's out, even though they maintain the 26th pick. But as you look down the line, it's sort of hard to find a partner, I would say, because I don't think you're trading them within the conference if you could do it. So you look at like the NFC first, San Francisco at 27. I don't think so. I mean, and then really you don't get to another NFC team until Seattle at 32. Could Seattle possibly have an interest because they're going to lose, it looks like, Shaheed to free agency? If you put Brian Thomas Jr. on that offense, he would definitely fill the role that Shaheed has. But to me, it was only if they were going to be able to acquire a late first-round pick for Brian Thomas Jr. If it's going to be a second-round selection, then yeah, it makes sense to hold on to him and hope that he refines the form that he had as a rookie. I still have big concerns about the lack of NFL toughness that he showed last season early on. I mean, that just can't happen. I mean, you just can't allow that to happen. It's one thing, the drops are bad enough, but to just be afraid of contact for an organization that's priding itself on intangibly rich and being as physical as Liam Cohen certainly demands out of them, it can't happen. But yeah, I mean, look, he still draws plenty of attention. And if you took Brian Thomas out of the mix and didn't add anything of consequence in terms of speed, then I do think you would worry about, well, does it bog down? Because now Myers and Washington and Hunter may be dealing with a little bit more of a crowded secondary to work through because they're not honoring, somebody just going deep on them. So, I think he's going to be here because I think I think Buffalo was the only team that really made sense. And I do think they overpaid for DJ Moore, but they at least got to protect their first round pick. But so I do think Brian Thomas Jr. will be here just because I don't see a move now with a team. I just don't think you can trade him to Kansas City. I don't think you can trade him, obviously, to Houston or the Patriots or the Broncos. And those are the teams, that are sitting there at the end of the first round. So, my guess is he's here. But I do think he's got a lot to prove. I mean, he can do it, but like I said, no one's perfect. You're going to drop passes, but you can't duck contact as often as he did last year.
And to your point, and in fairness to your point, look, it's disingenuous to say you're convinced that won't happen again. We don't know. That's the point you're making is hopefully that won't rear its head. But how can you know it until you see that it doesn't? I hear you. I think it's disingenuous to think that's not in play in the fans' minds, in his teammates' minds. I agree with that. So that's fair. Here's the other side of it. In 2 years in the NFL, he's got about 2,000 yards. He's got just under 2,000 yards as a receiver. I know most of those were as a rookie. He's got 13 touchdowns. There's not a whole lot of guys that are going into their third year as a professional football player that are sitting around 2,000 yards and 13 touchdowns. There just aren't. So I guess my take is, okay, he's got to prove the toughness thing and the consistency thing because of what happened last year. He gets a little bit of a pass in my mind because of what happened his first year. Here's what I think. He stays on the team. We'll see which one of those are a mirage and which one of those are not. And I think that's what we're going to find out. So I think he's going to have a good year. I don't necessarily think he's going to lead him in catches. I think the reliability of Jacoby Myers and Parker Washington is very clear. Nor does he have to lead him in catches. What he has to do is lead him to a Super Bowl or contribute, I should say, to a Super Bowl. So we'll see. It's a fascinating story. And again, I could say this and be wrong tomorrow, but I would not move on from Brian Thomas Jr. just yet, and I don't anticipate that the team will. We'll see. Let's take a break. Let's talk some Gator hoops and the importance of a Kentucky game upcoming after this.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
The game's best golfers and one of the most beautiful courses in the world. Catch live Southeast Orthopedic Specialist leaderboard updates from the players, capped by Corona, Campione Law, and TopDressing.com on 1010XL.
This is Richard Miller with your Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles Update. Last month, Upper Deck released hobby boxes of 2026 golf. celebrating 25 years since the first release of Upper Decks golf cards. Local names Miles Russell and former UNF golfer Nick Gabrelsic have their first trading cards. Showtime, sports cards and collectibles. Update your collection.
Frank Frangie here for my friend and insurance agent Craig Dewhurst. Craig has been helping families on the First Coast with their insurance needs for 25 years as your good neighbor and local State Farm agent. Now's a great time to review your insurance policies, whether you need auto, homeowners, or renter's insurance, or insurance for your golf cart, boat, or jet skis. Craig handles all of my family's insurance needs, and even better, he gives back to the community. Call Craig today at 904-940-9740. That's 904-940-9740.
Patrick Young here, a.k.a. the Big PY, and you know I love my Florida Gators. Now you can hear my Gator basketball instant reaction following each Gator Hoops game. Look for my takes on the social channels of 1010XL, brought to you by VanguardSportsLeagues.com.
We went to probably 4 or 5 jewelry stores.
Jacksonville's Mitch Vandal went to the town center looking for an engagement ring, but found the big box corporate jewelry experience wasn't for him.
Nobody was really helping us. One of the stores, some people walked in behind us and they were offered beer and champagne, and I'm wearing shorts and a cutoff, so I don't really look the part. So I was like, well, I guess we'll go somewhere else. I don't know if they think we can afford to shop here or what.
So he went across and discovered locally owned Beards Diamonds.
When I walked in, everybody just said, hey, welcome in, welcome to Beards.
Mitch loved the service and attention he got at Beards and ended up with a bigger, better quality diamond.
It was about twice the size of what I thought I could afford, and it was also about twice the size of what my wife thought she wanted.
Today, Mitch tells all his friends, shop local, shop Beards.
You're going to get the best deal on the best diamond.
Unbeatable value, unmatched selection, uncompromising personal service.
Anybody that I know, I want them to shop at Beards.
Beards Diamonds, St. John's Town Center.
Joe C for Preferred Roofing, reminding you your roof is more than just felt and shingles. It's a system that not only keeps your home dry, but also impacts your heating and cooling bills. Preferred Roofing and Construction is a GAF Master Elite roofing contractor lauded for having the ability to educate and inform homeowners on their options. Why GAF and Preferred Roofing? They're veteran-owned and operated with ties to Duval for decades. A family business ready to make sure your family has a good roof over its head. Log on, preferredroofingjax.com.
I'm Holt Harrell with Harrell & Harrell. Choosing a law firm after an accident is an important decision. With so many messages, we know it can all sound the same. At Harrell & Harrell, we believe what sets us apart is our commitment to you. We'll help you find doctors to get you better, and we'll work hard to maximize any recovery. Visit our website and look at our reviews to see how we've helped people just like you make this important decision. Harrell & Harrell. Offices, Jacksonville.
Lauren Brooks here, and if you're getting a tax refund this year, here's a great way to use it. Invest in new tires from Big Chief Tire. I've trusted the Parman family for years because they always take care of my car like it's their own. New tires make your ride safer and more reliable, and that's worth every penny. Schedule the best service in town at WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 and put your refund to work.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville, and if you check out their showroom in the month of March, you're going to see some really cool rides.
We do. We've got this all-new Euro motorcycle going to be on display one day. We're having some demos. The next day, here with Sullivan, she's got some more detail.
March 11th, come down to Cycles of Jacksonville. We'll have the static day where you can see all of the machines. And then March 12th, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., we have demo rides. Come test drive your new Euro.
These things are cool. I've never seen it yet. All new Euro motorcycles. You're not going to want to miss it.
Check out Cycles of Jacksonville Facebook and Instagram.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
It's a Stanley Pools Thursday on The Frangie Show. Since 1988, the experts in pools, pavers, screen enclosures, it's Stanley Pools.
I sure appreciate my friends from Stanley Pools, Greg and Kim and the whole team over there. You can call them at 904-269-7277. It's pools. It's pavers, it's pergolas, it's redoing your whole backyard, it's screened enclosures if you want that. It's also servicing your pool. They're just the best in the business. You'll never meet someone you like more either than my friend Greg Stanley, who goes out of his way to be so good to people. It's a great name to know in this town. I can promise you that, Stanley Pools. Frangie Carline, RJ Saunders with you as we continue along. One quick NBA thing, then I want to get to this Florida basketball thing, but RJ Hayes brought it up before I could in headlines. I think Jason Tatum coming back, and you follow the league closely, I don't. That's a gigantic story because the Celtics are already good, right? And people know them. Nobody knows the Pistons, you know. Nobody knows Cunningham. Nobody knows the Cavs. You know, I mean, general people, but they know the Celtics, right? They know Jaylen Brown. They know Jason Tatum, obviously,
right?
And so I mean, that's a big story for the reason that it brings relevance all of a sudden. I guess that's the point.
Absolutely, and I don't think anybody thought the Pistons were going to be this good after what they accomplished last year, and they took New York to the brink in that first round. I don't think anybody thought they would go from being what I think of 6th, 7th, 8th seed, they were hovering around there, to now being the best team in the entire NBA record wise, and especially in the Eastern Conference, that they would be leading the league. Cleveland, they feel like their window's at 2 years now with the Harden trade, and they also are trying to figure out, whether or not, Donovan Mitchell will stay there long term. So they feel that they have to get the job done sooner rather than later. This Boston Celtics team, everybody was wanting to punt on this year, and I think everybody thought the East is going to be wide open for teams like Detroit, Cleveland. You thought Orlando was going to be in the mix as well. So it was really going to have, a team was really going to have to take advantage of the fact that this was going to be probably a team that would say, listen, let's just kind of see what happens this year. And if we're hovering around a team that, can make a deep playoff run, maybe we'll bring Tatum back. But this is a NBA championship battle tested team. And now, you bring back one of the superstars that we have in the NBA. Like I said, I mean,
people know
that people know. And, and I don't, like I said, the thing that scares me is, I just hope there's not many knick-knack injuries trying to come back too fast. Really, the only two guys in which we've seen really have, standout careers post an Achilles injury was Dominique. When he came back, he averaged 30, and now we're seeing it with Kevin Durant. Maybe Jason Tatum can be that third guy. I know with the advent of medicine and everything we're able to do now, it makes it possible for a lot of guys to be able to come back.
And your point's good. Maybe he doesn't come back totally healthy, but if he comes back healthy, I mean, Jaylen Brown's a really good player. Derek White's a really good player, and they've all won a title together. So it'll be fun to watch. I can tell you it'll be fun to watch. Let's get to college basketball for a second. I think the Kentucky game is monumentally important. It doesn't affect their seeding. They're going to be the number one. I mean, their conference tournament seeding. They're going to be the number one seed in the conference tournament. They've already won the regular season outright, which is something you really wanted to see, and they did it. They roared through it. I think it affects the 1 seed, but it's more than that. It's going to Rupp freaking arena against the bluest of blue bloods when you're hot and everyone says, you're winning a lot of home games. I think the significance of beating Kentucky on the heels of everything else this season has been is gigantic, whether they've got the SEC title wrapped up or not, which they do.
It's going to be fun to see just how they approach the game, because I agree. I don't think there's going to be any talk of – I think it's all systems go. I mean, I think Todd Golden's message to his team is going to be like, look,
there
hasn't been very many Gator teams that have gone into that building and won. And that certainly means something if you're able to achieve that as a team. So I would imagine that I don't think there's any – hey, a loss might be good for Florida. When you're this hot, you want to just keep it going. I mean, Florida's really starting to build some mystique in terms of, I mean, they're not just beating teams. I mean, they are destroying teams. And so, yeah, I think, Houck will play. I think they'll give Kentucky everything that they can throw at them. And I also think it's good just to, if you don't win the game, okay, all right, fine, you don't win the game. But I think you want your players to be tested in that environment. Obviously, what they'll see Saturday at Rupp will be as hostile as it gets. They won't see anything like that in the NCAA tournament, but it's still just a good test for your communication, your ability to execute in adverse conditions. So obviously the stakes aren't incredibly high for Florida, but I don't think that'll matter. I think all Todd Golden's going to show his team is how few Gator teams have won there.
I of all the stats I've seen, every day there's another. Florida's the first team to do this since. Have you seen this stat? The first team to score 105-plus points and win by 30-plus points in back-to-back SEC games. Did you see this stat? The last time it happened? Do you know when it is?
Mm-mm.
The first team to win to score 105 or more and win by 30 or more in back-to-back SEC games. 1971.
Wow.
I was 12. And I can promise you, when I was 12 watching Gator basketball, I watched it. The only time I watched Gator basketball was when JU wasn't on, okay? Because nobody won any games except Kentucky back then. And by the way, guess what? It was Kentucky that did it in 71. No, because it's the only team in the league. Kentucky was the only team in the league for about 100 years. That's just how it is, right? So it's pretty amazing. So, no, I think this game is
And
really—
by the way, Arkansas, who Florida just killed the other day, just toyed with Texas yesterday.
Yes.
And Texas is a team that's in the tournament.
Right.
And they could have beaten I think they ended up winning by 20. They could have I think they were up at one point like in the 30s.
And Florida beat them by 34.
Right.
And but I think, not that if they lose at Rupp, all this other stuff isn't validated. It's not that. But if they win at Rupp after all this other stuff, I mean, my goodness, you don't want anything to stop the train of momentum. I had some people say, well, do you really want them to win the SEC tournament? Would you rather them have some rest? I can tell you, Florida's won 3 national championships, and all 3 of those teams won the SEC tournament. Florida went to the Final Four in 2014. They won the SEC tournament. So the best Florida teams, the most successful teams in the history of the program, won the SEC tournament and continued on. I also will tell you that it helps that they're in a Friday, Sunday. If they get to Tampa, which we all believe they will, they're in a Friday, Sunday. So I don't care if they're playing on Sunday. I want them to. I want them to beat Kentucky. I think it's critically important, and I want them to win all 3 games in Nashville. There's none of this. I'd rather have them rest, right?
Well, yeah, because their Friday opponent, they're going to be a 29-point favorite over
Right, whoever it
whether
is.
they're a 1 or a 2.
Yeah.
So, you really aren't going to get tested, you wouldn't think, until Sunday.
Right.
When you're playing, I would assume, either the 7-10 winner or the 8-9 winner.
Correct.
So, yeah, I think you obviously want to win the SEC tournament. It's not – I think winning the SEC regular season was a bigger deal for this season than winning the tournament because, Condon and Houck said it. That was the one thing they had yet to accomplish. So if they don't win the SEC tournament, it's not like crushing or anything. But certainly they don't need rest. I mean, they need to continue to assert their dominance because I do think it's starting to get to a point where teams are like, wow,
Yes,
these guys are on a different level,
and
that affects your confidence.
Correct. You've got them half beaten when you play. You know what a great Saturday would be? Great Saturday, big Gator win, and then a great meal.
That's right.
Can you ever come? What if you could combine
Let's
those?
do it.
Can you combine those?
We can combine it for a lucky winner out there because call right now 641-1010. We'll take caller number 4. We're giving away another pair of tickets to the dinner Saturday night at the farm at Okefenokee, about an hour north of here in Folkston. It's incredible. Congaree and Penn. Take care of the meal. You're going to have a great time. You're going to get a chance to see this exquisite property, and you'll have a blast. Again, okefarm.com is where you can see more information. Make sure you can go this Saturday because it's not, it's not like you can move the date. So if you can go this Saturday, you and a guest, you're going. We'll take caller 4 right now, 641-1010.
Our golden moment is next on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Catch Gators basketball on 1010XL.
The Gators take their top 5 ranking to Rupp Arena for a regular season finale against Kentucky. Saturday at 4 on 1010XL.
Quick question. Is your plumbing company run by plumbers or by people who've never held a wrench? At Holland Sons Plumbing, the owners are plumbers themselves. We're family-owned, veteran-operated, and built by people who understand the work. No corporate nonsense, no boardrooms, no suits. Right now, we're hiring service plumbers and residential new construction plumbers here in Jacksonville. If you want steady work, a team that's got your back, and owners who know the job because they've done it, give Holland Sons a look. Holland Sons Plumbing. Local, family, real.
Hey Jacksonville, this is Dr. George Bari, your local orthopedic surgeon. In the wintertime here in Jacksonville, it does get pretty cold, and sometimes you wake up with aches and pains in your shoulders and knees. Don't forget to stretch, and stay mobilized so these joints don't stiffen up. And if that doesn't work, you can see us at Bari Orthopedics, where we can give you the treatment that you need.
Be sure and check out the expertise from Dr. George Bari and the entire staff at BariOrthopedics.com. That's BAHRI Orthopedics.com.
March is coming in like a lion at Best Bet, and Clockwork Cash Out is back with a vengeance at all locations. Every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday in March, from 6 p.m. till midnight, $500 will be given away every 30 minutes while playing the table games. The excitement is roaring at Best Bet Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine. For more details, visit bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Discover downtown Jacksonville's newest go-to spot. Pour Tap Room Jacksonville brings you 2 floors of over 80 self-pour craft beers, wines and cocktails, plus live sports, live music, and private event space. And right next door, Pizza Dynamo fires up made-to-order pizzas, slices and calzones packed with bold flavor. Pair a pint with a fresh pie at Pizza Dynamo and Pour Tap Room, downtown at Laura and Forsyth.
The Players' Championship returns to TPC Sawgrass March 10th through 15th. Experience golf's most iconic stage with enhanced food and beverage offerings, interactive fan attractions, and an atmosphere built for every type of fan. See the best players in the world, including world #1 Scotty Scheffler, 2025 champion Rory McIlroy, and fan favorite Brooks Koepka take on the legendary Stadium Course and the famous Island Green. Tickets available at theplayers.com.
Hi, I'm Mac with Baker Glass. If you've got fogged up windows, let me help. We'll replace them with clear, insulated units that brighten up your home. People say we're fast, friendly, and reliable. Just check out our Google reviews. Call me today. Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. If you've been wanting to upgrade your outdoor living space and just haven't pulled the trigger, you should call the experts at Lifetime Enclosures right now. From glass lanais to screened-in enclosures, Lifetime Enclosures and Flooring is the best in the business. Spring will be here before we know it. So give them a call today and upgrade that area that needs it the most. Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Showroom just off Phillips Highway. Tell them Prosser sent you.
Royal Pest Services, a local company you can trust. Royal Pest is a certified installer of tap insulation, which stands for thermal, acoustic, and pest control. Reduce that electric bill by adding pest protection. It's that easy. Online at royalpestservices.com.
Need or want cash? Beaches Jewelry and Pawn has cash available. Ready to buy guitars, surfboards, jewelry, firearms, tools, and especially gold. They need it all, selling or pawning. Get cash on the spot at Beaches Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
If you're listening to 1010 and you're a parent, chances are your kids are playing sports. Check out i9sports.com with spring and summer registration open right now. In the gym or on the field, and now at Tocoi Creek High School and Westside Middle. Check it out, i9sports.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
All right, a golden moment today. We have a bunch of them. You know the golden moment today. It's our friend Lee Smith stopping by, talking all about the players. We are right around the corner, my man. The players are coming, Hayes. I'm excited about it. Next week, we'll be out there Tuesday through Friday. Can't wait to be out there every day. Weather's going to be warm weather, by the way. So it's going to be warm.
It was warm today. It was beautiful.
Yeah, it was. And I'll never complain about too hot.
But this was the first day where I got in my car, and I was like, a little toasty.
Yeah. And I whine so much about the cold, I never will. Lee Smith was here today talking all about the players next week, and I'm certainly excited about that. So, all right, so and that was a golden moment. By the way, you've been bragging too much about how you've been giving away all this farm stuff because you're kind of a braggart.
Yes.
I don't like that about you.
I'm absolutely that.
And so, you like Fleetwood Mac?
Well, I'm better than Fleetwood Mac in every way. Songwriting, musicianship.
Well played.
Yeah, but yes, I mean,
who doesn't?
I mean, if you're not going to go see my tribute band, then you should go see the Fleetwood Mac tribute.
And yours
band.
is sold out. So Tusk, the band, they're coming to Florida Theater, right, RJ?
Yeah, coming to Florida Theater.
When is it?
On March the 6th. Ooh. So we have a pair of tickets for you to see Tusk.
Tomorrow.
A tribute band. That's
tomorrow.
How
about that?
And a tribute to Fleetwood Mac at the Florida Theater. You can get your tickets at floridatheater.com, or you can be caller number 3, 641-1010.
All right, so you're going to see Tess tomorrow night. So see, you don't have all the giveaways.
No, I don't. I
you
do
braggart.
not.
You're just a braggart, but you don't
I
have
am.
you
I did a much better job with my giveaway.
You did, and you're better than Fleetwood Mac. So there's all that as well. Do you think? And
I once wrote a song called Oceanside.
Did you?
It's better than Landslide.
Oh, I have no idea. You know what? And if you're better than Landslide, that's pretty good. You know, I like Landslide.
I've heard it's your favorite song.
It is my favorite.
But that's because you've never heard Oceanside.
Right. I've settled for the second band, Fleetwood Mac. They're the opening act for you. Will you watch the World Baseball Classic at all?
I mean, probably not, but yeah, I certainly reserve the right to be flipping through the channels and click on it and get enamored if it's a situation in which is interesting. But will I watch the first pitch of any of it? Probably not. But a lot of it's just, how the tournament goes. I do enjoy it. I mean, who didn't love Shohei Ohtani versus Mike Trout?
Right.
For the whole enchilada the last time they did it. So, it will not be appointment viewing for me like it would be, for you and JJ and diehard baseball fans.
So tomorrow night's the first USA game. It's on it, and again, it's Big Fox. It's televising all these. This is not we're going to put it on Fox FS1, FS2, FS38. Some of those games are on FS1 and FS2, but Big Fox, the USA games are all on Big Fox. Just about all of them.
I love that you call it Big Fox.
Yeah, but Fox, Fox.
The real deal.
The real deal. So tomorrow night, US Brazil at 8:00. At 8:00.
Yeah.
So Suzanne and I are going to go to dinner. So I may not see first pitch, but when I do get home, I'm going to turn it on. Saturday night, U.S. versus Great Britain. Saturday night on Fox. Monday night, U.S. versus Mexico. Monday night, all at 8:00.
So they get going.
I mean, So Saturday, Sunday. Friday, Saturday, and Monday.
Wow.
Yeah, it's already started.
What game is Skeens pitching?
I don't know that, and I shame on me for not knowing. I assume
it's not the first one. I think I saw it's not the first. I don't think it was a guy that I wasn't as familiar with.
Really?
Yeah. Which is basically anybody other than those two.
Yeah.
So,
but I hear you.
So I think maybe. I don't know. So I would think Scooble and Skeens are the Saturday, Monday.
Yeah, well, Saturday's Great Britain. You're probably not going to throw one of those guys against Great Britain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so, but Brazil will be decent. Mexico will be good. Now you play Mexico on Monday.
So maybe
night.
that's what
that's what they'll do. So but it's really interesting. And then it's fast. The quarterfinals are on March 14th, which is in about a week. The semis are Sunday night, March 15th, and Monday, March 16th, and then the championship game is March 17th. So it's about a week and a half. It's over. But I will, and your point's fair. You're probably not going to say, okay, I'm going to plan to watch it. I'm going to put everything else aside. But if you turn it on, it's in the fourth inning, and U.S. is playing the Dominican Republic in a 1-1 game, and you know all the players on both teams, you're probably going to watch it.
I'll probably watch Skeens' game for sure, because I don't ever get to see him.
Right.
And so I'll probably watch. What would you imagine? 3 innings, something like that is what he'll probably.
I wouldn't guess any of the starters are going to go longer.
Of everything that's. By the way, apparently you guys have another prospect that nobody can get out.
Yeah,
Colton Griffin.
Yeah, he's hit a bunch of home runs. He's Connor Griffin.
Connor Griffin.
Yeah, he's the best prospect in baseball. He's the best prospect in baseball. He's a 6'4", 225-pound shortstop. He's only hit about 214 in spring, but he's hitting a bunch of home runs, and I would say 29 of the 30 baseball teams, most of whom are not cheap asses, would have him starting on opening day. We'll have him in AAA. I'll bet you lunch that the Pirates will start him in AAA. He is known, but whether it's D1, whether it's Baseball America, he acknowledges the best prospect in baseball
by a good margin.
By a good margin, he's the best prospect. He's a 6'4", 225-pound shortstop.
He was the main story on ESPN.com a few days ago,
and he's hitting moonshots in spring training. So if it was a real franchise, you'd start him in the majors, and people say, well, it'll affect his development. No, it won't. It's not. I mean, by the way, he never played in AAA. He played 13 games in AA. That's their argument. Well, if you're that good, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But oh, by the way, in single A and double A, it's all he played in. Hit about 330 with about 25 home runs. There's also that, So he's a great prospect. So look, They may be better this year. For the first time, they legitimately might be a little bit better. They got the pitching, and so they've made a couple deals. So, by the way, speaking of, if you follow local sports, Tyler Callahan, who is a great hitter that came out of Jacksonville. I mean, a great hitter that came out of Jacksonville. Drafted in the second round by the Reds. Made it up last year. I don't know if you remember this or not, but made it up last year. But then had a bad shoulder injury playing against the Braves. Slammed into the left field wall, or kind of the foul wall, chasing a ball in left field, gone for the year. They thought he was going to be gone for half the year. Well, so he came back up. The Pirates traded a really good pitcher, a really good relief pitcher to the Reds for him. So Tyler Callahan's going to be a Pirate. So
that's great.
And I actually coached his dad. That's how old I am.
That's wild.
But I coached. Do you remember Frank Callahan at Bowles?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Frank's son,
legend at Bowles.
Legend. So Frank's son John was a very good player, great guy. John Callan's a wonderful guy. Played at Mercer. He played for the American Legion team that I coached back in the day. And his son, which would be Frank's grandson, Tyler, is on the Pirates.
That's awesome.
Isn't that cool? That's a great story.
Oh, he's one of my favorite players in the bigs now.
There you go.
Knowing that.
There you go. You know what? Mine too. We'll take a break. We'll wrap the program after this.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
This is Brent Musburger's VSIN Action Update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
NASCAR racing the Straight Talk Wireless 500 at Phoenix on Sunday. Ryan Blaney is the betting favorite at plus 500. William Byron plus 650. Kyle Larson also plus 650. Denny Hamlin and Christopher Bell both plus 700. And Tyler Reddick, who's won the first 3 races of the season, is plus 1100. The IndyCar Series will race Saturday at Phoenix. Alex Palou, who took the season opener at St. Petersburg, is plus 200 to win in the desert. Joseph Newgarden plus 320. Pato O'Ward plus 800. And George Russell is the betting favorite to win the Australian Grand Prix in Formula One at plus 185.
Progressive helping veterans drive their lives forward. More info, keysofprogress.com.
I'm Tony Desiri with your VSIN Action Update on 1010 XL.
All right, Jacksonville, Florida summer doesn't ease in. It shows up angry. One day you're fine. The next day your AC is fighting for its life. If your unit barely survived last year, don't push your luck. Make the smart move now. Call Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. Honest pricing, no surprise markups. With the Beat the Heat early special, you can save $500 off a new AC system. Don't wait till it's 98 degrees and everyone's scrambling. Call for your free in-home estimate today. 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com. When you're stuck, call the Duck.
Hey, Jacksonville, David Garrard here. If you want a street-legal golf cart that's built with quality and style, check out Dynamic Drives and Designs in Jacks Beach. They have new, used, and fully customized carts from the top brands like Atlas, Dodge, and Pilot Car. Every cart gets a complete expert inspection, so you know it's ready to hit the road. Their team can help you design the perfect custom cart that fits your style and needs. For your custom golf cart, visit dynamicdrivesdesign.com today and see your perfect ride.
Northeast Florida's highest-rated residential home electrical contractor is American Electrical, providing unsurpassed quality in Duval, St. Johns, Clay, and Nassau counties. No matter your electrical problem or project, large or small, American Electrical will get it done at a price that's right. High-quality electrician, that's who they are. Trusted company that's been on the First Coast for decades, proudly serving the community while being a big part of the community. Call American Electrical for all your electric needs at 737-7770. Wired right at a fair price.
Hi, I'm Donovan Darius, 10-year NFL strong safety for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm hosting my celebratory 150 and 151st Football Life Camp this spring break for kids ages 6 through 13. The dates for these camps are March 16th and 18th at 5:30 to 8 p.m. These kids will learn speed, agility, football competition, life skills, and much more. If you'd like to sign your kids up or you'd like to support or volunteer, go to DariusNextLevelTraining.com.
Jacksonville, it's official. Men's professional soccer is back with the USL Championship. Your Sporting Jacks Pro Soccer Club kicks off its historic first men's season on March 7th, bringing fast, physical, world-class soccer back to the First Coast. This is more than a new pro sports team. It's world-class soccer played on a national and international stage. Be there from the very beginning. Season tickets with seats starting at just $10 per match. On sale now at SportingJacks.com. Sporting Jacks. Pro Soccer, Pro Jacks.
Mortgage rates have dropped. They're expected to move lower. Home sales momentum is building. So now's the time to get your home ready to maximize your sales price. It's time to call Chad and Sandy, the proven experts to sell your home. Maybe you have concerns about putting your home on the market and getting it sold. Well, let me alleviate those for you. There's a real quick solution. Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold or they will buy it. Call 414-6200 or go to chadandsandy.com. You'll find out for yourself. Chad and Sandy, the local real estate experts I trust and recommend with the sale of your home or mine. Using their proprietary Market Max system, Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. Anthony and Mary in Palmco said, we needed to sell our home to move closer to family, but low cash offers weren't cutting it. Since we'd only bought a year earlier, options felt limited, but not for Chad and Sandy. Call Chad and Sandy today, or log on to chadandsandy.com.
I'm Holt Harrell with Harrell & Harrell. Choosing a law firm after an accident is an important decision. With so many messages, we know it can all sound the same. At Harrell & Harrell, we believe what sets us apart is our commitment to you. We'll help you find doctors to get you better, and we'll work hard to maximize any recovery. Visit our website and look at our reviews to see how we've helped people just like you make this important decision. Harrell & Harrell. Offices, Jacksonville.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Stanley Pools Thursday on The Frangie Show. Since 1988, the experts in pools, pavers, screen enclosures, it's Stanley Pools.
Oh, I can see Hayes Carline watching that MTV in the mid-'80s.
This was glorious.
Duran came on.
It's one of the best videos ever made.
Folks say do the homework. In a minute, Dad. I got stuff to do right now.
He'd never cared. He was like, do whatever you want to do.
The best, I told you,
and I mean that in the best way possible.
The best video was Rio.
See, I would disagree, but I love the video.
Oh my God!
Yeah, but Hungry Like the Wolf is one of my favorite videos.
And it's probably more.
But they're both like first ballot Hall of Fame, great music videos.
I cannot confirm or deny whether I Googled everything I could about the girl in the Rio video.
The girl in the Rio video is hotter than the girl in Hungry Like the Wolf.
I actually know more I know more about her than anybody else in the world does.
Than her agent.
I do. Her agent does not know everything I do that I do. So there's that. Let's say a little Rick Below.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnik. Nimnik Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnik Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Did you like music videos, or you two purist rock and roll guy?
Oh, kidding me? In college?
Yeah.
I watched soap operas and MTV.
Okay.
Days of Our Lives. Matter of fact, I went back
I watched soap operas in college too, by the way.
Probably like 15 years ago. I walked into Days of Our Lives and hadn't seen an episode since probably 1989. Watched one and got completely caught up. Okay, we had gone through 4 presidents, but I watched one episode of Days of Our Lives, and I knew exactly what was going on.
When I was in college, it was General Hospital. Okay, it was Luke and Laura. Just so you know. Will you watch any of the World Baseball Classic?
Yeah, but you know what? And let me say this. Going into the Olympics, I was like, I'm really not too into it. I'm not excited. I kind of wish that we had hockey for 3 weeks, and we didn't. And then it ended up blowing me away. It will go down as one of the great memories of our sports lifetime. I think I could come forward with it. I'd hate it if I were you. The fact that Skeens is out there pitching. That's what worries you, is the pitching.
I hope he throws the same 3 innings he would throw in the Grapefruit League game against the Orioles. That's what I'm hoping, you know. I know you're more amped up and all, but I hope it's the same. You know, if not 3 innings, he's gonna pitch against the Astros in the 3-inning Grapefruit League game, and then be playing golf at 4:00. I hope it's the same thing. You know, but you're right. You're more amped up, and so
more concerned about pitchers and position players.
But I told him. I mean, Fox. It's on Fox, not FS1 or FS2. They're at 8:00 at night on all these nights. It's on. So the TV people are taking it seriously.
20 countries should be really interesting to see what actually does take place.
All right, what's coming up? What are you doing?
We got a lot tonight. More on the Jags, a little bit of golf. We're going to mix that in. Interesting round today. the former Seminole, a 9 under 63 today. So we'll get into that with my buddy Rick Shoemaker. I got a couple of ideas involved with the Jags. I got into it late last night on how to get under the cap. Probably do that early in tonight's program, and got a bunch of other really good stuff as well. I'm excited about it.
All right, Rick Ballou, he goes into the night. That comes up as soon as we get out of here. That'll do it for our program. I do want to tell you tomorrow now we'll be at the arena. The ASUN tournament is in town. We'll be glad to kind of help talk about that a little bit. Games going on the whole time we're there now. Game after game after game after game. So we'll be there watching the action, reporting on the action, and doing our live show from the Atlantic Sun Tournament at ViStar Arena. That's our program. Rick Ballou is next. This is 1010XL at 92.5 FM.